afternoon, viewers. You're watching News 9 Facebook Live with me, Surat Suresh. Well, for over 4 months now, all of you have been asking questions regarding whether or not classes will be held, whether schools will reopen, colleges will reopen, and you've also been asking about whether or not exams will be conducted. And now probably the Union Human Resources Department, the ministry and the higher education department as well, they have taken a decision where they have said that the university level or the undergrad commission, university grants commission, they have said that probably they will be going against the scrapping of exams, and the final year students will have to start writing their exams in the month of September. This is what the university grants commission has said. Even though the numbers are rising steeply in India, we have already reached the third position, and probably in the next 10 to 12 days, probably we will also surpass the Brazil mark as well. But probably now the UGC thinks that at this point they will have to consider the final year students. They will have to consider that their exams are also important, their future is important. So for the same reason, exams will have to be conducted. Now, all of you might be wondering, how will the exam even be conducted? Well, the Union Higher Education Secretary has said that they will be permitting the examination. It will be either completely online or it will be half and half. That is, there will be some examinations which will be taking place online and few others will be taking place offline as well. So if this is the structure which they're going to be having, if this is the conditions which they will be putting forth before the students, now the main question is, how is it going to impact the students? Whether or not the students will be actually happy with the decision which has been taken, because Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh as well as Kerala, they had already taken a decision that they will not be holding any of the undergrad examinations. While Karnataka, Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh, they were waiting for the UGC's guidelines, for the UGC to take a decision, the regulatory board to take a decision. So probably now that the decision has been taken, now that the HRD minister itself has come forward and he said that on his Twitter handle that it is compulsory for them to hold examinations, it has raised a lot of questions, because the CBSE for classes 10 and 12, they have cancelled examinations, ICSE has cancelled, and the other state board, respective states have also cancelled their state board examinations. So amidst all of this, why did the UGC take this decision is the main question. To understand all of this, also if any of the students are watching this Facebook Live, if you have any questions, we are joined in by educationalist Professor Mohammad Farooq. He will be answering your questions as well, how you can go forward and whether or not it will be feasible. Firstly, coming to you, Professor, UGC has taken a decision here regarding against the scrapping of the undergrad examinations as well. What is your take on it in the perspective of the final year education and the final year students not wanting the same? Even the hashtag students lives matter also was trending on Twitter. What is your take on the entire new guidelines which has been issued?
Okay. Now, since UGC has very clearly said that examination can be conducted till last September, let us understand that very recently in Karnataka state we have successfully completed SLC, that is almost 8.5 lakh students. Now if we go for the statistics of final year degree student, that is not more than 2 lakhs or so. So looking at the present situation, conducting exam is possible. That is number one. Second thing is, even from the student perspective, at least for the final year, if they go through with the examination system, rather they have actually they are already prepared to face the final year exam. And since we have been following traditionally that the examination pattern, and they'll go for assessment marks, then they go for higher education or other things, it will be easy and comfortable for any student as well as for the university to follow the same pattern which we have been following from ages. Now the question comes, are we ready in this particular in a COVID-19 situation or not. The thing is, of course, we have a lot of issues, but still, I personally feel conducting the exam, or particularly from the student point of view, facing the exam will be the right solution at this point of time, because that will solve so many other things probably which they may face in the later phase of their life, in terms of their higher education or in terms of their employment and other things. So as an academician, I welcome UGC move as of now for going for this examination
But
process.
Professor, one Mr. Asif Pasha has asked this question, that the numbers are
Yeah,
rising every day, and the government should
yeah,
definitely take the exams of UGC, and they should do R&D of the SSLC exams, because during the SSLC exams 32 students were tested positive, and now
yeah.
Mr. Asif Pasha has asked, probably they need to think about it. They'll have to revisit what exactly happened during the SSLC as well as the PUC examinations, and how they can work it out. There has to be a strategy. Even if they're going forward now, there is no looking back. Compulsion is there, so it is made compulsory. So even if that is there, they will have to look at a strategy in which way they can go forward in conducting this particular examination now.
Yeah, I mean, Asif question is valid because he is concerned about health and
Absolutely.
other areas, which is absolutely perfect. Now let us understand that when we are dealing with degree students, we are dealing with mature students. Number one, there will be age group of 20 plus. Number one. Second thing is, when we compare to the SLC exam, here number is less, almost quarter, one fourth of the total strength of SLC student are less than that. And third thing is, even students need to prepare themselves to face the examination in terms of health issue also. It is government who need to take care. It is like distancing, social distancing and all other need to be taken care. There is absolutely no doubt about it. But still, it is also duty of the student and as well as the facility providers, that is your colleges and other stakeholders, need to take care completely how best they can take care of the health issues also. That is very, very important. But at the same time, let us not forget that the purpose stands still high, because once you complete your 6 days or 7 days of your exam, that will take you to some kind of a proper assessment of your entire hard work which you have taken from, I can say, final year exam is almost, it is a final exam for all the 3 years of efforts which you have put in, because most of the time we take the average of final semester marks for your higher education purpose. So taking all these things at this, I'm repeatedly telling you, at this juncture, examination can be possible provided if all the stakeholders, university, respective colleges and students prepare their mind and take all the precautionary measures 100% and go ahead with that. I am sure still there will be some cases where probably they may be fighting with some health issues. Those cases can be considered as a special cases. Some alternative measures can be taken for the benefit of those students also.
But Professor, there's one more important factor which we have to consider. Now, it is
Yeah.
feasible for the students who will be there in urban areas. That is, in Bengaluru, probably it will happen, or any of the metropolitan cities, probably it could happen. When we are speaking to one of our sources in the Bengaluru University itself, they were saying that when we go to the rural areas, it is not at all easy for them to conduct examination for those students, because we have to consider the infrastructure, we have to consider the mindset they will be in, keeping in mind that COVID-19 is in place. So probably considering all of these factors, it will be really hard for the rural students to even take up the
Yeah.
examination. Urban facility, yes, the private institutions will somehow consider the internal examination. Even if there is a borderline pass mark, it will be easier for the private colleges. But if you're considering the government colleges and the rural sector, probably they will be the most affected if it is made a compulsion.
Okay. Let me tell you, most of the degree colleges are located in the taluk headquarters, are very few hobblies. And as far as rural small villages are concerned, there are no colleges, because higher education only has probably spread their wings only to the, hopefully and higher levels, taluk and district headquarters.
District headquarters.
It is not like high schools where you can find any corner of the country, like small villages or any other small towns or small places. It is only at the hobly level, number one. Second thing is, see, when it comes to the infrastructure, most of the colleges are well equipped as far as conduction of examination are concerned, or at this point of time they can take private institution who has got bigger space or infrastructure for this purpose. Even there are few PUC colleges which have got excellent infrastructure that can also be taken as a examination centers for conducting exam for degree student at this point of time. I think number can be managed with the infrastructure because of the other with the involvement of even private institution also. And other thing is, let us not forget that we are talking about this bigger students or senior students who can travel half an hour or 1 hour to reach to the towns, so that they can reach to their respective destination. That can also be done. So I think if they really make their mind strong and determine themselves that yes, we can go to the respective place, whichever place is designated for the examination, it is still possible. Only my request at this point of time is, don't look things from the negative perspective. Look at from the positive perspective. Look at what are the advantages you may get or how to come out of it, rather than see, other thing is we cannot postpone this beyond certain limit. We have to draw line. Either we have to accept offline or online or put an end to it, because time is running out. So in
But
this
probably
direction,
now, Professor, probably now the students are not in the right mindset, because yes, final year students, now there will already be placements. They would have already got themselves placed in several companies as well. Or if students are looking at higher education, they want to do their PG or MS, probably they are looking at that as well. But at the same time, considering all of the restrictions which are there, all of the constraints which are there, probably they're asking why now, when there can be some kind of relaxation for the secondary higher and secondary education students who were given off waived off their examinations. Why us? That is what the hashtag also is trending, that the students' lives matter. Probably they're considering that even though our future is important, probably our lives also is important. Probably they're worried about that. What do you feel? Well, how can they consider that, yes, this is our future? Probably we are more mature than those students, and probably we can go forward with the examinations which have been scheduled.
Yeah, exactly. I understand from the student point of view. Now, this is the time where they have to look at their life also as well as the career, both.
Correct.
Now, when it comes to do's and don'ts, now let me put it in a simple way. If a student who has already prepared for the exam, who has made a mindset that okay, I have to face the exam from past 6 months or a year or so, whatever it is, now he has come to a situation where I am heading. In fact, when I spoke to some of the students, they personally told me, sir, we want to come out of it. How? By facing the exam. Let us put an end. Now, when it comes to the life threatening and other things, yes, we are ready to take all the precautionary measures, whatever government going to advise us, or whatever is feasible at this point of time, and we will abide by all kinds of safety measures, which is utmost important. And it's a matter of only 6 days or 7 days. Every day, every paper has only 3 hours to face. In this direction, we are ready. In fact, to tell you, even universities are ready in terms of their question papers and all other things.
Okay.
They are prepared. In fact, I am also involved in the process. So they are 100% prepared. They are waiting only a signal from the government side so that they can go ahead, complete this, and make student comfortable to go ahead with his future. Now, student is the ultimate receiver who need to prepare his mind very strong and very conveniently say that yes, I am ready to face the exam with all kinds of safety measures, so that we can put a full stop to this. And let me tell you, as I told you in the beginning, you also mentioned very rightly, we cannot drag this issue. And if you go to the offline, even there also we have a lot of issues to be discussed. It is not that that's the only solution. So let us stick on to our basic methodology, complete this and come out of it, so the students will be free to go ahead with their future.
Absolutely, Professor. Many thanks for joining us with all of that input. You know, clearly, probably now we will have to start looking at the future, rather than just sticking around with the present, that yes, this is the situation that we are in, this is the condition that we are facing, the numbers are rising. Probably, like the ministries have said, like the World Health Organization also has hinted, probably we'll have to live with the virus now, but we'll have to work around it. We will have to work around the entire system of how it can be done, what are the measures that we can take, because at the end of the day, it all boils down to one thing: how responsible are we as students, as citizens, and how well aware are we of this situation. So probably that is what we are looking at. Now, the only perspective is that yes, the exams will take place at the end of September. So all of you start preparing well, because probably you've had a long break now. Start going through your notes, start going through the subjects and the all of those sheets, the old question papers which were there. Go through all of that, work it out, and yeah, good luck for your future. That is all we can say. And also, follow the 3 norms which have been repeatedly being said to you. Follow, maintain your personal hygiene, maintain social distancing, and wear face masks. Many thanks for joining us on this Facebook Live. Until next time.